if you look at this sum, so you have to find the quadratic equation whose roots are reciprocals of the roots of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, right? So you can use the deduction method. What is the deduction method? Right? Reduction method, right? මේක ඉතින් මම විතරයි කියලා දෙන්නේ, right? Reduction method. Reduction method, if you take deduction method, is so first you can take quadratic roots of quadratic equation of this roots of this equation as alpha and beta. So you can take alpha and beta. Alpha and beta are the roots of this equation, right? So you can take x equals alpha or x equals beta, right? X equals alpha or x equals beta. Then reciprocal of these roots are 1 over alpha and 1 over beta, right? Let y equals 1 over alpha or y equals 1 over beta, right? So you can instead of alpha, if you substitute x in this equation, so in both equations you can substitute for this beta also x, alpha also x. You can substitute for alpha and beta x, right? If you substitute x for alpha and beta, you get y equals 1 over x, right? 1 over x. Actually, deduction method is the way. So you have to find the relationship between two variables. So you take quadratic equation whose roots are reciprocals of this reciprocals of alpha and beta. That dummy variable is y. You can take variable of the quadratic equation whose roots are reciprocals of alpha and beta as y. Y. Alpha and beta you can take x, right? Now you can build up this relationship. This is the relationships in x and y in two variables of two quadratic equations, right? So we have quadratic equation. This is the quadratic equation roots are alpha and beta. So you take quadratic equation whose roots are 1 over alpha and 1 over beta, includes the variable y, right? Variable y. Then y equals 1 over x. So you can subject x. X equals 1 over y, right? X equals 1 over y. Then you can substitute instead of x, this x is x of this equation. So instead of x, you can substitute 1 over y, right? So if you substitute then a, instead of x, you substitute y, ax squared plus b 1 over y plus c equals 0. Now you substitute from this equation, okay? Then you have a. Now you can multiply y by, if you multiply by y squared, you get by plus cy squared equals 0. So cy squared plus by plus a equals 0, right? So this is the quadratic equation whose roots are reciprocals of alpha and beta, right? Alpha and beta. Now this alpha and beta, now in this equation, y is the dummy variable, right? Dummy variable. So you can put this variable, you can use any symbol for this. If you want, you can use x. If you want, you can use t, right? You can use any symbol. If you want, you can put in terms of x squared, right? In terms of x, right? Same equation. Both are same, right? Same equation. This is not back substituting, right? Just change in the variable, dummy variable, right? Not back substitution, right? So that means if we have equation, so x squared equals 4, this also t squared equals 4, y squared equals 4. All these three equations indicate the same quadratic equation, right? Only variable, dummy variable. For the dummy variable, you have used different symbols. That's all. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. Now you can do this sum. So you are given the root alpha and beta be the roots of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Find the value of alpha squared plus beta squared to alpha to the 4 plus beta to the 4. That part is easy, no? Thereafter you have to deduce the quadratic equation. So having following pair of roots, right? Can you try it? How do you do? First part you can very easily you can manage, right? Alpha squared plus beta squared equals alpha plus beta all things squared minus 2 alpha beta. This is very easy part, no? So you know that alpha plus beta we have alpha plus beta equals minus b over a, alpha beta equals c over a. Then b squared over a squared minus 2c over a. So this equals b squared minus 2ac over a squared. Then alpha to the power of 4 plus beta to the power of 4. So this equals alpha squared plus beta squared whole thing squared minus 2 alpha squared beta squared. So alpha squared plus beta squared, we got the value, right? So you can substitute for that b squared minus 2ac over a squared whole thing squared minus 2 alpha beta whole thing squared, that is 2c squared over a squared, right? So this equals b squared minus 2ac squared minus 2a squared c squared over a to the power of 4, right? So you can find two set of values. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then you have to find quadratic equation whose roots are these values. First part, let the y be the dummy variable. dummy variable of the quadratic equation whose roots are alpha squared plus beta squared over alpha and alpha squared plus beta squared over beta, right? That is y equals alpha squared plus beta squared over alpha, or y equals alpha squared plus beta squared over beta, right? Like this. So you can take y be the dummy variable of the quadratic equation whose roots are these two values. That means you take y equals this value and y equals this value, right? But what is alpha squared plus beta squared? So this is a constant. So that is what you have to identify. So this is a constant term, right? This is a constant term. Alpha squared plus beta squared is a constant. That constant is we know that value b squared minus 2ac over a squared. B squared minus 2ac over a squared alpha. So here y equals b squared minus 2ac over a squared beta, like this. Y equals this one, no, y equals this one. But what is alpha?
So
Alpha,
the roots of the equation ax square plus bx plus c. That means
yeah,
alpha is equal to
yeah. Then
x
x equals alpha
and x equals beta.
or x equals beta. Now from this set of pairs you can get the relationship between
X and y.
x and y. So if we put expo alpha or expo beta, you get the same expression. That's the important thing, right? So if you put alpha here, what is the expression you get? Y equals b squared minus 2ac over alpha a squared x. But if you substitute x for beta, then also you get same relationship.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
That means, so this is the relation in two variables, x and y. So now you can subject x, then x equals b squared minus 2ac over a squared y. Now you can substitute this one because x is substituting in ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This x is actually x of this equation. You can substitute this equation for that, right? So b squared minus 2ac over a squared y plus b squared minus 2ac over a squared y plus c equals 0, right? So this equals a times b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared over a to the 4 times y squared plus b squared minus 2ac over a squared y plus c equals 0. Now you can multiply a to the 4 y squared plus a squared b squared minus 2ac y plus a times b squared minus 2ac all things squared equals 0. So this is the quadratic equation whose roots are, so this is the required equation. This is the equation whose roots are these two values, right? These two values, right? That is the deduction method, right? Then this you can change this variable now, right? A to the 4 x square plus, that is not necessary. If you want, you can leave this equation in this in terms of y, right? But if you want, you can put x also. This because dummy variable, so you can use any symbol. If you want, you can use another variable. You can put in terms of t, no? A to the 4 t squared plus a squared b squared minus 2ac times t plus this term equals 0, like that, right?
So a to the power of 4 cx squared, right, sir? The square term එකට සර් c එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ සර් c එක.
Yes.
For the square term,
Square
right?
term, no, c yes, yes, c should come, yeah, c a to the power, c a to the power of 4, no? You are correct, c a to the power of 4 y square, like this, no? Plus b, right? C a to the power of 4 x square plus b plus a times b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared equals 0. Is it? Right. If you take second one, x equals alpha or x equals beta. So y equals alpha squared beta or y equals alpha beta squared. For alpha beta you can put, what is alpha beta? Alpha beta is
C over A.
C over A. If you substitute C over A alpha or y equals C over A beta. Now you can get the same relationship, y equals C over AX, then x equals AY over C. Now you can substitute in x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. You have a into AY over c square plus b into AY over c plus c equals 0. A cube y squared over c squared, ab over cy plus c equals 0. Now you can multiply entire equation by c squared, then a cube y squared plus ab cy plus c cube equals 0. So this is the quadratic equation whose roots are alpha squared beta and alpha beta squared. Okay? So
yes,
that
sir.
is by deduction method. Okay. Then part 3.
Finish this.
That is also very easy, no?
Yes,
X
sir.
equals alpha or x equals beta. So y equals alpha times alpha plus beta, or y equals beta times alpha plus beta. For alpha plus beta you can substitute. Alpha plus beta is constant, that is minus b over a y equals beta times minus b over a. So from both expressions gives relationship between variables. So y equals minus b over a times x. Then x equals minus ay over b. Now you can substitute by substituting in ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, you have a times ay over b squared plus b times minus ay over b plus c equals 0. A cube y squared over b squared minus ay plus c equals 0. So you have a cube y squared minus ab squared y plus cb squared equals 0. So this is the required quadratic equation, right? If you take part 4 very similar, very easy, no? So
Yes,
you can
sir.
manage that one, right? I leave it for your homework. Eh?
Okay, sir.
If you take part 5, then you have y equals alpha cube plus beta to the 4 over alpha, or y equals beta cube plus alpha to the 4 over beta. So this equals alpha to the 4 plus beta to the 4 over alpha, or beta to the 4 plus alpha to the 4 over beta. Now you can alpha to the 4 and beta to the 4, you can substitute. We got that expression for that, right?
Yes, sir. B squared minus 2ac
Yeah.
squared
B
minus
squared minus 2ac whole thing squared
minus
minus
2a
2a squared c squared
over
over a to the
a to
power
the
of
power
4, alpha a to the power of 4, or b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared minus 2a squared c squared over beta a to the power of 4. So this is y. So x equals alpha or x equals beta. Now you can build up relationship between variables. That is y equals b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared minus 2a squared c squared over a to the 4 times x. So you can subject x, then x equals b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared minus 2a squared c squared over a to the 4 times y. Now you can substitute in ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. You have a times b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared minus 2a squared c squared over a to the 4y whole thing squared minus b times b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared 2a squared c squared over a to the 4y plus c equals 0. Now you can simplify this. If you simplify this, a times b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared minus 2a squared c squared whole thing squared. Whole thing squared over a to the power of 8 into y squared plus b times b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared 2a squared c squared times a to the 4 plus c equals 0. Now you have a to the power of 8 y cy squared, a to the power of 8 cy squared plus a to the 4 b times b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared minus 2a squared c squared y plus a times b squared minus 2ac whole thing squared minus 2a squared c squared whole thing squared equals 0. So this is the required quadratic equation. Is it clear? So this is by deduction method. Right?
Yes, sir.
Quadratic equation. If you take 2007 A-level sum, x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. It has roots alpha and beta. Then alpha plus beta equals minus b, alpha beta equals c. Right? You have to find the quadratic equations whose roots are alpha cube plus beta cube. So if you take sum of the roots, alpha cube plus beta cube. So you can put alpha plus beta, alpha squared plus beta squared minus alpha beta, alpha plus beta whole thing squared minus 3 alpha beta. No? So alpha beta is c minus b times p squared minus 3c. Product of the roots that is alpha cube plus alpha cube into beta cube, that is c cube. The quadratic equation whose roots are alpha cube and beta cube. Alpha cube and beta cube is x squared minus alpha cube plus beta cube times x plus alpha cube beta cube equals 0. Now you can substitute these values plus b times b squared minus 3cx plus c cube equals 0. So this is the quadratic equation whose roots are alpha cube and beta cube. So you can take this is 1. Then the next part is you have to find the quadratic equation. So you have to hence find the quadratic equation whose roots are alpha cube plus 1 over beta cube and beta cube plus 1 over alpha cube. Right? You can take y equals alpha cube plus 1 over beta cube and beta cube plus 1 over alpha cube. So you have to deduce from you have to hence find the quadratic equation whose roots are these two values. So that means you have to deduce the quadratic equation. So y equals alpha cube plus beta cube plus 1 over beta cube, or y equals alpha cube beta cube plus 1 over alpha cube. Now you can take x equals alpha cube or beta cube. X equals beta cube. Right? Now you can build a relationship between x and y. Right? If you get a relationship, y equals before that we have substitute for this one c cube, no? C cube. You just substitute y equals c cube plus 1 over beta cube, or y equals c cube plus 1 over alpha cube, because alpha beta equals c. Right? Now let x equals alpha cube or x equals beta cube. Now you can take the relationship between two variables. Then y equals c cube 1 over x. Now x equals c cube 1 over y. Now you have to substitute this in which equation?
So the one we found. The one we found, the x squared minus 3bc minus b.
This equation. Yes. Because this x is x of this equation, not
yes,
x
sir.
of this equation, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? This x is x of this equation, because alpha cube and beta cube, instead of alpha cube and beta cube, we put x. Right?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, this x is x of that equation, therefore you have to substitute in this equation, right? So, if you substitute in that equation, you have like this. C cube plus 1 over y whole thing squared plus b times b squared minus 3c times c cube plus 1 over y plus c3 equals 0. So c cube plus 1 squared plus b times b squared minus 3c c cube plus 1 times y plus c cube y squared equals 0. Right? So c cube y squared plus b times b squared minus 3c times c cube plus 1 y plus c cube plus 1 all things squared equals 0. So this is the quadratic equation whose roots are these two pair of values. This is the required quadratic equation. Right. So that is the deduction method. That is the deduction method. So likewise you can do the 2008 sum also similar. 2009 sum also similar. Right? Very similar to this. Right? Carefully you have to do this. Right? But 2010 sum is somewhat difficult. 2010. You just check the 2010 2010 LOA sum.
Okay, sir.
This is 2010 sum. Now in this sum, alpha and beta are called roots of x squared plus px plus q equals 0. Now you are given this relationship between two variables. What is y? We know that x is x of this equation. Y. If you now you can remember previous sum 2007, 2008 and 2009. In those sums, right? So you have to find the relationship between two variables. In this sum, that relationship is given. So this is easy. So you can take actually now normally what we did is we got the relation in x and y. Here that relationship is given p plus x over p minus x. So this is the relationship between x and y, right? Then you can substitute, you can subject y from this. If you subject x, then yp minus yx equals p plus x. So yp minus p equals x times y plus 1. Then x equals y minus 1 times p over y plus 1. Okay? So this is, so you can subject x. So you have relationship like this, right? So this is the equation x, fx equals x squared plus px plus q. Then you have the relation between x and y. From that you can subject x, right? Then very easily you can form equation in y. If you substitute this, instead of x, if you substitute this equation, you get x squared substituting in x squared plus px plus q equals 0, you have y minus 1 times p over y plus 1 whole thing squared plus p times y minus 1 times p over y plus 1 plus q equals 0, right? So y minus 1 squared p squared over y plus 1 squared p squared times y minus 1 over y plus 1 plus q equals 0. P squared times y squared minus 1 plus q times y plus 1 whole thing squared equals 0. So we have, so if you expand these terms, you have y squared, you take y squared out, then y squared times p squared here plus q squared here you have 2y p squared. So if you take y out, q plus q minus 2p squared plus q squared sorry 2q minus 2p squared plus q squared q minus here plus p squared here minus p squared equals 0. So this is the quadratic equation y squared times p squared plus q squared two p squared 2p squared plus q squared plus y times 2y times q minus p squared q minus p squared 2 times q minus p squared equals 0. So this is a quadratic equation in y. This is a quadratic equation in y. Then what are the roots of this equation? So you can take this one equals gy, no? We have taken this equation as gy, right? Gy. Then next part you have to find now you have relationship in x and y. Relationship in x and y. If you know the values of x, you can find values of y. Is it clear to you? If you know the values of x, you can find values of y. If you know the values of y, you can find values of x using this relationship. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So what are the values of x?
Alpha
Alpha
and
and
beta.
beta.
Yes,
Then
sir.
you can find values of y now. Y means equation. Y means the values of y means roots of this equation.
Yes, sir. Then ඊට පස්සේ මම ආයෙත් I also substituted the alpha plus beta values later on, and then I got the like the ඒ question එකේම සර් තියෙන්නේ අපිට ඊළඟට නිකන් තව නිකන් roots දෙකක් තියලා ඒ වෙන ඒ වගේ ළඟින් එනත් ඒ root එකම ආවා සර්. හැබැයි මට sure නෑ ඒක කොහොමද අපි how am I supposed to say that this is the root of y equals 0 කියන එක කියලා. So මෙන්න මේ තියෙන මේවා දෙක නම් ආවස් alpha over 2 beta over alpha කියන ඒක සර් ගානට එනවා සර් දෙකේම y equals කියන.
Find the roots of the equation gy equals 0 in terms of alpha beta.
ඔව් සර්. එතකොට ඒක hence කියනවා සර් මාත් ගියේ y equals කියලා y වලට equal කරලා සර් අපිට හම්බෙච්ච අර original
So you put
relationship.
alpha. If x equals alpha, what is y? Y equals p plus alpha over p minus alpha, right? When if x equals this, f equals alpha, if x equals alpha, then y equals this one. If x equals beta, what is y? Y equals p plus alpha over p plus beta over p minus beta. Is it clear? Right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, p minus p plus alpha p minus beta. P plus beta or p minus, then y is the equation of y is the variable of this equation. Therefore, these are the roots of this equation. Is it clear? Therefore, the roots of gy equals 0 is so p plus alpha or p minus p alpha or p plus beta or p minus beta. මේ තමයි roots make equation එකේ, right? gy equals 0. So you don't need to, without using this equation, you can find the roots using this relation. Is it clear? If you take next part, you have to find the value of this alpha over 2 beta plus alpha whole thing squared plus beta over 2 alpha plus beta whole thing squared. Minus p. Alpha plus beta equals minus p. So instead of p, you can substitute alpha plus beta, right? So you have to find the roots of gy equals 0 in terms of alpha and beta. They are telling like that, no?
Yes.
So you have to find therefore roots. If you take this one, you take as lambda. If lambda equals p plus alpha over p minus 1, p minus alpha, then p equals minus alpha minus beta, no? Minus alpha minus beta plus alpha over minus alpha minus beta minus alpha. So this equals minus beta over minus 2 alpha minus 2 beta. So beta over beta plus 2 alpha, right? If you take other roots as mu, so this equals p plus beta over p minus beta minus alpha minus beta plus beta over minus alpha minus beta minus beta. So this equals alpha over 2 beta plus alpha, right, in terms of alpha plus beta. Now if you take next part, so you have to find alpha over 2 beta plus alpha whole thing squared plus beta over 2 alpha plus beta whole thing squared. These are the sum of this actually lambda squared plus mu squared. So this equals lambda plus mu whole thing squared minus 2 lambda mu. So you can find the value lambda plus mu is...
Sir, so for finding roots for this gy equals 0, that's all, sir? These.
Hmm?
So, sir, for finding roots of the equation gy equals 0, this b beta over 2 alpha plus beta කෙලින්ම අපිට roots කියලා කිව්වම හරිද sir?
Oh, හරි.
Thank you sir.
දැන් මේ දෙක තමයි roots දෙක. මේක එකක්. This one root, this is the other root. Okay. Roots දෙක, these are the roots of gy equals 0. Right? And roots එක හරි ඊට පස්සේ කියන express this one in terms of p and q. Then now you know lambda and mu are the roots of gy equals 0. So you can, this is sum of the roots, this is the product of the root here you have, right? You didn't see, right? This is the roots. This is one root, this is the other root.
Yes sir.
Of gy equals 0, right? In terms of alpha and beta. Now you need to find the value of this expression in terms of p and q. This is the sum of these two. Sum of the squares of these two terms. That means lambda squared plus mu squared. That is lambda plus mu whole thing squared minus 2 lambda. What is lambda plus mu? Lambda plus mu. So you can find g from the equation gy equals 0. Right? From gy equals 0, lambda plus mu equals 2 times q minus p squared over 2p squared plus q whole thing squared minus 2q over 2p squared plus q. So this is the, so lambda plus mu squared you can take from this, that equation, lambda plus from gy equals 0, the sum of the roots, all things squared. So this is the value in terms of p and q, right? So you can keep this without simplifying if you want, no need to simplify. 4 into q minus p squared, whole thing squared, minus 2q times 2p squared plus q, whole thing divided by 2p squared plus q, whole thing squared. So you can keep the value of the equation this in terms of p and q like this. So if you come to part B, now you have to derive an expression. You have to show some identity, right? Identity. So you can start from left hand side and simplify. Simplify. Now you are given that a plus b plus c equals 0 and ab plus bc plus ca plus 3m equals 0. Right?
So this are paper එක පේන්නේ sir මට දැන්ට නම්. sir දැන්ට පේන්නේ නම් sir paper එක screen එක ගාලා.
Oh, right.
Thank you sir.
No. Now you just multiply. You can multiply this one, no? So
Yes,
if you take y squared plus xy plus a plus b times xy plus abx squared times y plus cx. So y squared
Sure.
y cube plus a plus b times xy squared plus ab x squared y plus cxy squared plus a plus b c times cx squared y plus abc x cube. Now you can take xy squared, so y cube plus a plus b plus c times xy squared plus ab plus ac plus bc times x squared y plus abc x cube. Now you look at the y cube, but a plus b plus c is equal 0, then this part equals 0. This term becomes 0. But ab plus ac plus bc is equals minus 3m. For that you can put minus 3m x squared y. Okay? X squared y. From this one ab plus bc plus c equals minus 3m. For this part you substitute minus 3m x squared y plus abc x cube equals 0. But in this case you have to show that but in this equation you can take y out, abc x cube, right. Now you can take y out from this, y squared minus 3mx squared plus abc x cube. So you have y plus ax, y plus bx, y plus cx equals this, right? Like that. So using these two relationships, you have to prove this equation, right? You have to get this relationship. Now next part, you are given if y equals x squared plus m, then there is another relation in x and y. Previously we didn't have any relation between x and y. Now you have relation in x and y. If we have relation in x and y, now but thereafter you have equation without y. That means you have substitute for y. Y. You just substitute for y. If you substitute for y, what do you get? Substituting. Now you are given that y equals x squared plus m, right? Now this is given. This one is given. You can substitute for this. Substituting x squared plus ax plus m, x squared plus bx plus m, x squared plus cx plus m. Now for this y you put this y x squared plus m, for this y also you put x squared plus m. For this y also you put x squared plus m. Then right hand side equals x squared plus m, y squared equals x squared plus m whole thing squared minus 3mx squared plus abc x cube. X to the 4 plus 2mx squared plus m squared minus 3mx squared plus abc x cube. X to the power of 4 minus mx squared plus m squared plus abc x cube. X to the power of 6 m x to the power of 4 m squared x squared plus m x to the 4 minus m squared x squared plus m cube plus abc x cube. So these two get cancelled, these two also get cancelled, plus abc x cube plus m cube. So very easy, no? Very easy sum. X to the power of 6 plus abc x cube plus m cube. Okay? So up to that point you don't have anything to think, just only to simplify, right? Equation. Right? Then next part, gx, you are given equation as gx equals x to the 6 plus 16x cube plus 64 as factors. Find the values of m, a and b. Now, for the next part, you are given that factors of this. X to the power of 6 plus 16x cube plus 64. This is gx. X squared plus ax plus m x squared plus bx plus m x squared minus 2x plus m equals x to the 6 plus 16x cube plus 64. Okay? Now, now they say that the factors of these are these three. Hmm? Then therefore product of these x to the power of 6, then product of these three expressions should be this one, right? You don't need to put a constant here because x to the power of 6, coefficient of x to the power of 6 is 1 this side, the right hand side, the left hand side also x to the power of 6 is 1, coefficient of x to the power of 6 is 1, right? Therefore, straight away this expression equal to this one, right? If you compare with previous expression, x squared, very similar to this, then in this case here minus 2, then c equals minus 2. If you compare, c equals minus 2. Here c equals minus 2. Then we have a plus b plus c equals 0. B plus c equals 0. Then a plus b equals minus c is 2. This is equation 1. Right? Because this equation derived using the a plus b plus c equals 0, right? Other one is ab plus bc plus ca equals m, 3m, minus 3m, no? Equals minus 3m. So c equals minus 2. If you substitute ab plus ab minus c minus 3 minus 2b minus 2a equals minus 3m. AB minus 2 into a plus b equals minus 3m. AB minus 2 into a plus b is 2 minus 3m. So AB equals 4 plus 4 minus 3m, right? You have two equations, but there are three variables, no? You have to find A, B and M, right? How do you find? This cell, what is here? You have ABC, no? ABC. In this equation, you have ABC x cube plus m cube, ABC, right? So in the previous equation, this has, you can compare x to the 6 plus ABC x cube plus m cube, no? Then from, if you compare this side, you get m cube equals 64. From this you get m equals 4. Very simple, eh? Then ABC equals 16. But you know BC is, now we got BC, the C equals minus 2. Minus 2 equals 16. Then AB equals minus 8. AB equals minus 8. If you substitute AB equals minus 8 here, minus 8, 3 into 4. Then, right, this is correct. Minus 8 equals minus 8, correct. Right? So you don't need these three equations. Straight away you can find m equals 4, right? AB equals minus 8, right? If you know AB equals, now a plus b equals 2, AB equals minus 8. Now you can solve this equation. AB equals 2, then AB equals minus 8. Then from these two you have a plus minus 8 over a equals 2. Then a squared minus 2a minus 8 equals 0. Right? Similarly, you can get b squared minus 2a minus 8 equals 0. Right? This means a and b are roots of the same equation. Right? So if you solve one equation, then you can find both a and b. Then if you take a minus 1 whole thing squared equals 9, a minus 1 equals plus or minus 3, a equals minus 4, or a equals minus 2. Then if you take a equals 4, then b equals minus 2. Like you can find like these two values, a equals 4 and b equals minus 2. Therefore, you can have three values. These are the values. M equals 4, a equals 4, b equals minus 2. Like that you can find three values, three requested values like this. Right? Thereafter, show that gx is non-negative for all x. Gx is non-negative for all x. Do you pair the maker? Is it clear? Hello?
Oh, sir.
Show that gx is non-negative for all x. How do you show this non-negative for all x? Now you can substitute what is gx. Gx is this one, very simple. Gx is x to the power of 6 plus 16 x cube plus 64. This one also equal to x squared. What is the value of a is 4x plus 4, x squared, b is minus 2, x plus 4, plus c is x squared minus 2x plus 4. Right? So instead of this you can substitute instead of this, now you have to show gx is positive for all x. So instead of this you can get this expression. So this actually x plus 2 whole thing squared. This one x minus 1 whole thing squared plus 3. This one x minus 1 whole thing squared plus 3. This also, this greater than 0. This also greater than 0. This is this one greater than equal 0. Therefore, this is greater than equal 0. This whole expression gx is greater than equal 0. Therefore, gx is non-negative. Therefore, gx is non-negative. And find roots of the equation gx equals 0. Then roots are given by x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. Right. So these are non-negative, cannot be 0 for any value. So x plus 2 whole thing squared equals 0, x equals minus 2. Right? So these are the root, x equals minus 2. Right? Only one root. No, because these equations positive for all x. Therefore, this is 0 only when x equals minus 2. Only one root.